this is the project that we'll create in this part of the course. So here, if I type something, I get the characters, words, and how many characters are left for Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest. Okay, so it's a cool little application. So if I type here, for example, hello there, you can see here that all this change. And for example, I'm not allowed to type script tags. So if I do, they disappear and I get a warning here. So it's a small app, but a good one, and will reinforce what we have learned so far. To begin with, I'm gonna create a new folder here called Wordlytics and get into it, git bash here, code 0 to open it in VS Code as usual. Okay, open up the terminal and let's create the project. So npm create with dot. Choose React and JavaScript. Okay, npm I, and there we go. So now let's run it and clean it up a bit. So npm run dev. Okay, here it is. And let's just get rid of the assets folder and app CSS, app.jsx, let's just say RFCE here, get rid of that. And index, get rid of everything, index CSS that is. And I just saved here to get rid of this comma that's there for some reason. And let's see, open up the console, and this looks good to me. So now let me just initialize a Git repo. Okay, so 01 initial, commit, and that's it for this one. Let's now add the JSX to our app component, everything we need. And before that, actually, let me just change the title to Wordlytics like so. Close that. So in app here, I am going to have this fragment to hold everything, and then a header with a div of class name bg. Okay, and after that an h1 that says Wordlytics like so. And this isn't Bootstrap, this is custom CSS, so we're not going to be using Bootstrap for this project. I do have some CSS ready. Here in course files, which you can download, there's going to be this Wordlytics folder with this index CSS. So let's just open that, copy everything, and paste here. Okay. And let's see, and we get this now, which is good. So let's move on. Next is gonna be main with a class of container, and then a div with a class of text area, and then a text area. And in here, let me get rid of this and give it a class name of text area, and the placeholder enter your text here is fine. And let me add spell check false. Just control save to format this, so spell check false. Okay. So after this text area div, I'm gonna have a section with class name stats, and then again sections in here. Class name stat this time, so singular, and span class name stat dash number 0, and h4 words. Okay, and let me shift all down this a few times. So this will be characters. And this will be Instagram TikTok, which is 260, I believe. It's actually 2200. And this will be Pinterest, which is 500, I believe. Okay, so let's see what we have here. We have this, which looks pretty good to me. Okay, that's gonna be it for this one. See you in the next one. Let's now separate these out into components. So we're gonna have a header component and a text area component and a stat component. Okay, that's it. So let's see. Let's cut this header. Go into header here, RFC, and paste that here like so. Get rid of this one. Okay. Let me just close to the right so I don't have that many files open. Let's cut this text area. Go to text area here, RFC, and paste that there. Cut that. Okay, good. And for stats, let's cut to 1. Go here, RFC, and paste. And for now, let's see. Let's just get rid of everything here, like so. This as well, okay. And let me actually modify this to receive text and numbers. So it's not going to get anything now, but this is number and this is text. It will later on. So let's see what we have here now. And actually, let's go to ESLint as well and just add that React prop types off. Okay, there we go. So in app, let's see, first we have the header, and then inside of container we have the text area, and here we have this. Okay, let me just import that and this, which didn't actually work. Okay, let me just go here and hopefully here it is. Let me actually just compare. I forgot what's what. So in app, let me just see here. Instagram, TikTok. Let me copy and see here. Let me just write it. So Instagram, hopefully I get some help. TikTok, okay. And that's 2200 and Pinterest 500, okay. So that, and this is Pinterest, which is 500. So let's see, and we still have the same thing. Let me just close this, have a look at this app again, and it's all good. Okay. Let's now make the text area controlled and add some basic validation. So I'm gonna click here to go to the component, and when we say that an input or a text area is controlled, we mean that it has React thingies added to it. Okay. So here in the text area component, I'm gonna create a state. I'm gonna say const and text set text, use state, and an empty string, import. And so the value here will be text, and on change I'm gonna say handle change. Okay, So now this text area is controlled. And let's define that function here. So function handle change, and I'm just gonna pass e there. And for now, let's just console log the values so that we know we do get it. So let's see here. Let me just refresh and start typing here. Okay. And I don't see anything here. I do here because I didn't set the text. So do that as well. Try again. Hello there. Okay, we get the text here. So far so good. Now for the basic validation, what I want is if someone writes here the script tags, I want them removed. Okay, we don't want to have script tags in here. So first of all, let's create a new component and call it warning JSX RFC. And this will just have a P with a class of warning and say here do not use script tags. Okay, get rid of this one, save to format. And now in the text area here, I'm going to create a new state and call this show warning. I'm waiting for help. Here it is. So false is the default, which is good. And now let me comment this out. And I'm gonna say here, first of all, have a let actually new text, and that's gonna be equal to e target value. And then I'm gonna say if new text match, and in here, so /script / and e. So it's not case sensitive. In that case, I'm gonna set the show warning to true. Okay. And also, I want to replace new text. Actually, new text is gonna be equal to new text and replace so the script tags like so with an empty string. Okay. And after everything, we want to set the text to new text like so. Okay. And finally, we want to have that if here, which is exactly this. So if show warning is true, we're gonna get the warning component, which we need to import like so, and that should do it. Let's see. So if I write now hello there, and capital S is fine, doesn't make a difference, and there we go. Do not use script tags, and it disappears from here. Okay, great. Now I want to display the number of characters that's being typed. So to do that, I'm actually gonna have this state in the app component, okay? And then pass it down as props to whichever component needs it. And we call that lifting up the state because we are lifting it up from here to an upper component, right? So I'm gonna cut from the text area and in app here, paste that there and import. And I also want to have the number of characters here, so I'm going to say const number of characters, and that's going to be equal to text length. Okay. So now I'm going to pass as props to text area text, and for some reason I'm not getting any help, so text and set text like so. And to the characters here, so this component, I'm gonna pass in curly braces the number of characters. Okay. And now here we need to receive text and set text like so. Let me get rid of that console log there. And that's it. We're still using the same thing. We're just receiving them here as props. So let's see what we have now. Let me just refresh to make sure it's all good. And now if I start typing, you can see here I have the number of characters, and it's all still working as it should. So if I type script here, let's say again, I get the warning here and so on. Okay, great. Let's do all the other stats as well. I'm gonna have a space here, and here I'm gonna say const number of words. Okay, and that's gonna be equal to text and trim and split, and I want to split at each space. So I'm gonna have 2 forward slashes here and \s for space and any number. So plus any number of spaces I meant, and filter, and here I'm gonna have an arrow function. Let me just say x here, and I don't need curly braces. So where x is not equal to an empty string, okay, and length. Save that. I'm not getting really any help from Codium for some reason, but anyway. Let's also do const. And what do we have actually? Let me just undo that so I see this. Instagram and TikTok. Okay. Get rid of that as there. So const Instagram characters left. And that's gonna be equal to 2200 minus number of characters, and shift all down, and this is gonna be Pinterest, and 500 here. Okay, so now here for words we're gonna pass the number of words, and the rest is fine. So let's see what actually happens. So if I type here hello space, I have 6 characters but 1 word, which is correct. There, okay, 2 words, 11 characters, and so on. So that's good, but this isn't getting changed because I need to actually have that as inside of curly braces, that is. So if I do this, it should work hopefully. Let's see. And I forgot to add these actually, so let's just add those. So this needs to be in curly braces, which is Instagram characters left. Okay, and this is Pinterest characters left. Save that to format, and now once again, let me just refresh. So hello there, and there we go. Okay, working great. Let's now add a class here when we are below 0. So if let me copy that and just paste like so. Let me actually copy again this whole thing. So for example here now I want to have a class that we are below 0. So let's say turn this red, for example. And also let's add some constants so that we are not specifying these numbers here. Okay, so first of all, let's go to stat here. And for this class name, so I do want this to be stat number, but I also want some JavaScript in here, which means I need to have curly braces. And backticks, so stat number again I'll have. And the Codium isn't working at all for me. Unfortunately, not sure why, but doesn't make a difference. So I have that, but also I'm gonna have an expression here. So if number is less than 0, if that's true, I'm gonna have another class here, so double quotes, and that's gonna be stat number limit. Okay, save that. Let's see, and there we go, it turns red, so that's great. And also let's have some constants for these numbers here. So I'm gonna create a new file, call it constants.js, and here I'm gonna say export const and all uppercase, Instagram, TikTok, max characters, I guess. So that's 2200, and export const Pinterest, which is 500. Okay. And now in app here, I am going to, let me actually just copy and paste, and copy and paste, and include this. So control space from constants, and that should do it. So let's see now again. Hello there, and just type something here. Let's just paste this a few times, select the whole thing, paste again, and we get here red, and it's still working fine. Okay, great.